Thanks for joining me today. It's winter here in Ontario, and it's been really snowy the last week or so. And this morning I was out shoveling snow and I came inside and I was like, oh my God, I'm so tight, I need to stretch. And I thought, oh, I'll do a little practice. And then I thought, oh, it might be helpful for some other folks who've been out shoveling snow to have a short little practice to stretch out after. So this is for you. And if you haven't been shoveling snow, it might still be worthwhile. All right, so we're going to be mostly standing here because I don't know if you're like me, after shoveling the snow, I have other stuff to do. So we'll just start by standing and feeling our feet, center of the heel, ball of the foot, big toe side, baby toe side, lift and spread your toes. And just feel yourself just supported by the earth. And we're going to inhale, take those arms up. And take a little side bend to one side. I should mention, if your arms don't want to come up this high, you can bring them down. Take a side bend to the other side. Take my arms up here. And as we exhale, we're going to let those arms come all the way down. We're going to do a little more side bending. So when we're shoveling, we're doing a lot of forward motion. There's some twisting, some side bending. So we're going to work out a lot through the hips and legs and also through the upper body. You are going to need a wall, I neglected to mention. And if you have a chair handy, that would also be great. So I'm going to move to the wall now. I'm going to start with my arm up the wall. Now, I want to place my arm so that, I don't know if you can see here, that my shoulder is kind of elevated. So that's not so comfortable. So I'm going to just move away until I can find a place where my hand is resting on the wall, kind of like a gecko. Just holding onto the wall. My shoulder is relaxed and just sliding down. And I'm just going to stay here and breathe. Just a couple of breaths here. Feel your feet. Feel your breath. And then we're going to come into another side bend. So we're going to draw the hand back down, stepping away until the hand's about level with the shoulder. Maybe a little lower, not too high. Yeah? Because from here, we're going to feel our feet and keeping that hand connected, even a sense of maybe pushing gently through the arm and let the hips slide away. So making a C shape here. This arm can just be easy. If you want to bring it up, you can. Just kind of see what you feel. Feeling both feet so they're still weighted. We're not coming all the way onto one foot. Nice, and then come on back up. All right, so I'm going to turn it sideways now. So you're going to turn around to the other arm. I'm going to take the arm up the wall. And again, finding a distance where that shoulder can be relaxed. You can feel your feet and you can just breathe. And the hand is attached to the wall, but the shoulder blade are just sinking, not pulling. You don't need to pull them down, just let them be heavy. Let gravity start to slide them down your back. Nice, and then you're going to step away so that your hand is, again, about level with the shoulder. Could be a little bit lower. Feel your feet. And sliding your hips away from the wall, making a C shape. And then this hand, if you want, again, can come up, maybe to your temple, maybe overhead, or maybe it just hangs out. Yeah, so again, if I turn my imaginary wall, and I'm leaning my hips away, it's a little bit harder and there's nothing holding on me. And come on back up. Nice. I'm just going to turn my mat and myself a little bit. I'm going to come down to the floor briefly. And come through forward fold. So again, setting up those feet about sitting bone distance and parallel. Nice connection to the earth. Soft knees as we hinge at the hips to come into our forward fold. Now, I want to mention here, a lot of people think, oh, I want to keep my legs straight. If your legs are really straight, the amount your pelvis can hinge might be limited by your hamstrings. So if you soften the knees a little bit, you might have more room for the pelvis to tip, which can allow you to bring your hands down to a floor or a block. I should have my block here, actually. And then you can soften the knees even more and let the spine relax as well. So as I start to lift my hips a little bit, I still feel some stretch in the backs of my legs. But I'm also feeling a nice lengthening through my spine because I'm able to tip forward. All right, and then from here we're going to bend the knees a little bit more. Let's step back with one foot. You can pick which foot. Into a lunge. I'm going to drop the back knee. I'm going to untuck the toes, but you could leave them tucked. Walk yourself up nice and tall. Do a little stretch. The opposite arm, it's going to come across. And watch as I bring it across. I'm not lifting up the shoulder. I'm just sliding it across. If you bring it up too high, that shoulder's going to come up. Just let it be easy. Then I'm going to take that down. I'm going to bring my hand to my shoulder. I'm going to use my other hand to just start to point that elbow up. And you'll notice it's just my arm. So I'm not moving through my spine here. I could, but I want to really focus on my shoulder. And I'm just going to straighten that arm. I'm going to take a little side bend towards the front leg. And we're doing lots of stretching through the torso. And come on back up and let the arm fall to the leg. I'm going to rotate my torso. Hand comes across. I'm going to reach back with the other arm, taking it into a little bit of extension. Working your arms in different orientations. And then losing the twist. Hands come to the mat. I'm going to take that same leg straight back, tuck the toes under, and press back through the heel. So you've got a little opening in the back of the calf. And then bring both knees to the ground. Coming back to your breath. And just finding a little cat and cow here. So arching through the spine. And then arching through the spine the other way. Heart comes forward, looking forward. Rounding up. Really feeling this movement through your whole spine. From the tailbone right up to the base of your neck and your head. Then we'll find our way back to neutral. And we'll step forward with the other foot into our lunge. Again, back toes can be tucked under or not flat as mine are right now. And we'll take this arm across. Again, shoulder stays nice and easy. Easy breath here. Hand comes to the shoulder as we start to lift that elbow. You'll see that this side seems a little more limited for me. My elbow doesn't want to go up so high. That's fine. And I'll straighten that arm. We'll take a little side bend towards the front leg. Well, towards the side of the front leg. Come on back. Hand comes across, rotating the rib cage. Reach back with the other hand. Nice steady breath here. And coming back forward, hands come down. Leg reaches straight back. Tuck the toes, reach the heel back. And then both knees to the mat. Let's keep the hands planted. We're going to find downward facing dog here. We're going to tuck the toes. We're going to lift the hips and draw them back and away from the hands. So that movement through the hips is starting to traction the back away from the hands. And if you want to bend one knee and reach the other heel back and down, you can. Again, getting a little more opening through the lower leg. Maybe soft knees as you lift the hips up and back. And then bend the knees a lot or walk forward. Come back to your forward fold and take another moment here to feel your feet, to tip your pelvis, bend your knees. Find a little more release through the spine. Walking the hands back up the thighs. And then bring ourselves up to standing. We'll do a little bit for the front of the legs now. I'm going to come back to the wall. Just move my mat a little bit here. You could also do this on the floor. I chose to do it standing. So I'm going to put one hand on the wall. I'm standing pretty close to the wall, and I'm using the wall as a gauge because I don't want to lean forward, but I also don't want to lean back. I'm going to bend the knee and reach back for my ankle. Now, if that's not within your reach, you could find a strap, crisscross it once or twice, and then you can bring that up and take a hold of the strap. So we're drawing the heel in towards the bum. Take a hold of my foot again. And maybe the knee moves a little bit farther back of the standing leg. Easy breath, easy shoulder. So I just noticed I was really hiking my shoulder there. So let that go. And we'll release, and we'll take the other side. Strap. Hand on the wall for a little support, a little balance. I'm moving a little bit closer so it's not such a reach. Bending the knee, reaching back. And hugging the heel in, maybe moving the knee a little bit farther back. But you notice that when I did that, I moved the leg, not my bum. Easy breath. Let that go. Now I'm going to use my chair. If you don't have your chair, you can do the same thing, pressing into the wall. Okay, but I'm going to use my chair. I'm going to bring it here so you can imagine that you were at the wall, if you're using the wall. So I'm going to stand a little bit far away from my chair, and I'm going to take a nice wide stance. So I'm going wider, quite a bit wider than my shoulders. Knees soft, and we're once again coming into a forward fold. Pelvis hinging on the leg bones. I'm going to reach for the back of my chair. I'm going to hold on to the back of my chair. So I've cupped my fingers around, move my legs just a little bit so they're right underneath me. And I'm going to, again, pull my hips back. So that same feeling as in downward facing dog of traction in the hips away from the hands. And because I have my chair and the angle that I'm at, I can actually rest my head on my chair, which is really lovely. So if you have a chair, you might want to try this. And if you're like, well, the chair is really low, bring it up with some blankets, yeah? So you don't have to come down as far. And from here, we're going to take another twist. I'm going to leave my head right where it is. I'm going to release one arm and reach, rotate my rib cage and reach for that leg. So my head's going to turn a little bit, low, but I haven't moved it side to side. It just kind of rested where it was. Let that go, bring that arm back. My head's still resting, and as I reach around and I rotate my torso, my head turns, but it stays more or less where it was. Couple of breaths here. And I'm going to replace that arm. I'm going to find a little side lunging here, so getting into the inner seam of the leg. So just bringing the hips to one side, sitting the bum back. Bringing the hips the other side, sitting the bum back. Just a little side to side here. And I'm trying to keep my spine neutral. It doesn't look like I'm doing a great job, but I'm also letting my hands slide off. So you see I'm not holding anymore because as I bend, my torso is sliding. So I want to let it move. You could hold on, you just won't go as far. And that's okay too. I'm just going to let my lunge come a little bit deeper. Nice. And only moving as fast as you can feel your breaths. This is not a dance here. Well, it is a dance. It's a slow dance. And bring the hands closer. If they were on the wall, actually it doesn't matter. You're still going to bring launch your legs. And we're going to come all the way up. We're going to bring the legs back together. And then we're going to end the way we began, taking the arms up. And again, they don't have to come all the way up. They could be here, right? And we'll take a side bend to one side. Feel your feet. Come on up. Side bend the other side. Come on up. Maybe the arms come down. Maybe we interlace them behind. Take a little lift to the heart. Go, shoulders come up, down, and back, up, and down. Sorry, up, back and down. One more time. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And I feel a little more stretched and relaxed, and I hope you do too. So maybe trying some of this the next time you shovel snow, and I hope it brings you a little more ease into your day. Thanks so much for joining me.